Thank you guys. Like I said, this is all brand new to me, so it's just trial and error. Let me get my headphones back on. All right, so the first 5 minutes of this was probably like a lot of mumble jumble. Oh well, that's how you learn, right? So who's all on my chat here? We got Alex, Metal Moments, and Bailey. Welcome, guys. How's your Halloween going? You guys trick or treating? You guys outside? Or you guys just chilling at home? Okay. Anyways, let's move on from my little ramble there. And thanks for helping me out with the sound. Stranger Things. Are you guys fans of Stranger Things? This is Stranger Things 2 just came out. And I thought that it was going to be like one episode, and then I was going to jot down some notes about it. And it turns out all the episodes are on there. So I was like, okay, well, I sat through 6 episodes. So I really like that show. I'm not one to actually check out too many things on Netflix, to be honest with you. I watch a random movie here and there. But Stranger Things is a show that I enjoy just because of the settings. It's 80s style. So I had to kind of refresh my memory from the last time, from the last season, the first season. So it starts off with a car chase, a robbery happening, and then the girl has telekinesis, and so I'm not sure how that ties in with I'm sure it'll tie in later on. I didn't see all the episodes, so and then we got the kids playing at the arcade, so all the familiar characters are back, and do not watch Adam the Cop. Okay, I won't. So the little brother William is back. I know in the first season he was in the Upside Down, as they call it. And then we have an introduction to the new character, the new kid, which her name is Max. And then we see that the laboratory is back in full function, and then that the workers there, or the lab guys, seem kind of shady. So that's the first episode. Then you got episode 2, which Al has traveled back from the Upside Down, and I know there's a lot of back and forth. There's like going back to how she made it back from the Upside Down. And then the sheriff hides her out in the cabin. I got a kick out of seeing the kids dressed like the Ghostbusters. But what I like the most about that whole scene in episode 2 is when the parents are taking pictures with all the old school cameras. It's like a Polaroid and just old Pentax and stuff like that. So that was awesome. That was pretty cool. I guess for kids nowadays, they're probably like, "What in the world is that?" Because everybody's they're used to taking pictures with their phone. But so I thought that was cool. We have another character who's Max's big brother, who seems like a jerk. And then we get to see the monster finally, and I think Will has a relapse when they go trick or treating, and we finally see that big monster. Let me check the back. I'm still Metal Moments of laughing. Oh, she's laughing at 100 probably. You guys fans of Stranger Things? So, anyways, so let's move on to episode 3. As I'm talking about Stranger Things 2 here. They find a polywog, which is a little alien that made it back from the Upside Down. I don't know. I thought it was kind of silly how it's a little cute alien, but then he's also mean with certain people, and that one kid takes a liking to him. I think that was funny. And we have Elle. She finally leaves the cabin, and oh, we have a whole scene where the mom sees the video and she sees the monster in the camcorder. Which I thought that was interesting, and she's trying to watch the tape back on a VCR, but it's not fitting. Let's see what else happens there. I just jotted down notes from what I thought was cool and what was not. So Will faces the monster, and then the monster infects him, which that whole scene was pretty creepy. I thought that was a cool scene. Now let's go to episode 4. So Will reveals his visions to his mom, and then Elle and the sheriff have this huge argument, and you see her using her powers, and she like practically destroys the whole cabin. So that was pretty interesting. It's a good intense build up. By the way, I love the cinematography in Stranger Things. Just the way it looks is just so awesome to my eyes, and it's something I try to do in my videos when I film, is to that filmic look. But obviously they're using some high-end stuff which I don't have, but it's still cool to see. It's inspiring. You can get a lot of good ideas for like coloring and whatnot from just watching. Actually, I've seen some people do that with some of their photos. They use the Stranger Things setup. All right, let's keep going. All right, so Nancy and Jonathan are taken back to the laboratory, and they are revealed upside down. So they're taken down there, and they're like, "Oh, look, here's the door. Here's the opening to where all this stuff is happening from." And then the kid draws a giant puzzle. It's like a big thing that's just wrapped around a house, which ends up being like a map. And we'll watch the polywog again, which now grew into like this giant alien monster thing, which is pretty crazy looking. Let's move on to episode 5. So you see the sheriff, and he's get caught in the upside down. It's pretty creepy looking. Kind of reminds me of Aliens, to be honest with you. But I like the way it looks, so it's pretty cool. And you got St. Clair, the little kid tells Max the truth, and she doesn't believe him. Then we have Elle. She makes a connection with her mother and reveals the truth about the kidnapping, which I thought that was pretty interesting. And then the last episode, well, not the last episode, but episode 6, which is where I made it up to. So the bad guys, or the lab guys, capture Mike and Will's mom, Bob, and the sheriff, and then they show them how far the monster has spread, and then Will is now connected to the monster. So that's how far I got. I still don't know where the opening scene is gonna be tied into those things. All right, guys. So if I'm keeping to the topics, just so I'm not ignoring your comments there. Although I am appreciative of your help with the sound. That was very awesome for you guys to come online and to help me. So that was very cool. All right, moving on down. So another thing I want to do with this OBS program, you can actually set up like different cameras. So you can have like up to 3 or 4 cameras, maybe even more. And then you can also have like pictures and things like that. So you can actually set up a better presentation, which I didn't know about, and I'm just learning. So what eventually I want to do, maybe when I come back again to do another episode, I'll have the better setup, the better microphone, maybe some different angle cameras. So I do need to get some extra gear though to be able to run that. So little by little, we'll get there. I like the fact that going live puts you on the spot. You know, you have to kind of think quickly, and you know there is a little bit of setup. So actually, when I went live on Sunday, it was very random. I just, you know, I had set up the program. I started streaming right away, and I think it went for like 8 minutes. You know, so this episode I wanted to go on a little bit longer um, than the 8 minutes. I'm shooting for an hour. See if anybody else pops up, but being on the spot and unrehearsed. Well, I did rehearse. You know, I did write down, jotted down my notes. Um, kind of, I want to stick to the topics that pertain to what I had written down. But going back to the streaming on Sunday was very random, and so the suggestion was to set up an event. So to set up an event, it gives you a chance to plan things out, and it also gives your subscribers a chance to know exactly when you're going to come back online. So you have this build up of, you know, you get a chance to tell people, you know, maybe go on Facebook or Google Plus or whatever your accounts are, and then to share the link. And then when your subscribers or fans or friends, your family, whoever wants to come on and see it when it goes live, they'll have a chance rather than just going on random. So that was what I've learned recently. So that's what this is. Was a setup event, and even that was a little tricky, as you saw at the beginning of this, which I'm interested to hear what it was sounding like. I took my headphones off, you know. But anyways, setting up the event made it a lot easier, and I was able to create a title, do the description and stuff. But you do have to play around with the information and the encoder. So you have to make sure that the streaming key is the same as the encoder, so it doesn't start another stream. So let's say you set up the event and you went to OBS, but you didn't set up the right stream key on the live event, and you start streaming on OBS without doing it, it starts a whole nother stream. So if there were people waiting to see you go live, they won't see it on your event, because OBS started a whole new stream. So you got to make sure that when you're set up the event, you get the stream key from the event and then paste it onto the encoder, so that when you start it off on the encoder, it goes right to where it's supposed to go. I'm just checking out the chat to see who else is here. So I got 2 people watching me. Hello, 2 people. Don't know who you are, but thank you for sticking around. All right, let's move on, talking all technical and stuff. I wanted to share some horror movies with you guys. Some of my favorites, and I'll talk about them. Some of you younger kids might not know about these films. So let's see, what do I have? I'm gonna go on here. Okay, The Howling. All right, 1980. Take a guess what that's about. Of course, werewolves. So a lot of cool special effects, a lot of original special effects, and some of my favorite scenes from this movie are obviously the werewolf transformations, which and I know you can do a lot of cool stuff with computer CGI stuff nowadays, but the transformations in this movie are, man, even now checking it out, it's still, still grabs you, so I like that. So my favorite scenes from this will be obviously the main transformation, which is very shocking to see, and then the ending scene, which I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen this, but when the reporter changes at the end, that's such a classic moment. So, loving that one. All right, I got another one here for you. You know, I had to show this. Turn of the Living Dead. Man, man, man. So many good scenes. I mean, I just love the whole thing. I mean, you know, what is not to love? It's just so awesome. The music, everything about it. It's just like both funny and horrific, you know. Obviously, the first scene that I really enjoy is the zombie, the one that kind of starts it all off. Is the slimy zombie that comes out of the container. That's one of my favorite scenes. The half corpse lady that's brought into the morgue. That's also another killer scene. Linnea's graveyard dance, man, gotta love that. Oh, and the cut off dog in half becomes reanimated. That's another killer one. All right, let me check back. So I'm jumping back and forth from the program to the live section. Do you guys remember any of these movies or what? All right. Okay, so this one, I got this for a birthday present. My brother got me. Let me switch back so I can see it in real time here. Okay. So this is the Saw collection. All right. So there's I have to be honest with you. The only one I really enjoy is the first one. The rest are like, you know, maybe part 2 is cool too, but part 1 is my favorite one, you know. So this one contains, you know, up to part 5. You know, so you get, let's see, you can see it right there. You get several discs. See that? Very cool. Awesome gift. It's a Blu-ray. Alright, so I have to say that part 1 is my favorite and most memorable. You know, I mean, I guess I could talk about the other parts. I've seen the other parts, but first one, like I was telling some of my friends, you know, the main character, Lawrence, just makes that movie so incredible because he's such a good actor in that movie. I mean, so is everybody else, but him mainly. It's such an intense, like, to see his suffering, you know. And of course, my favorite scene is when he chops off his foot, you know, and you see the pain on his face. It's like, oh shit, you know, like it's just like, holy, you know. And I'm swearing. I promise I wasn't gonna swear, but anyways, that scene is awesome, and it's intense. All right, so that was Saw. All right, here's another one. You guys ever hear of High Tension? If you've never seen this movie, oh man, this movie is intense. You want to see this? This is just over the top crazy. So the music to this is awesome too. You know, it's like, man, just it's creepy, it's mysterious, you know, it's just very cool. So what do I remember the most from High Tension? You know, the opening scene is, man, this is pure brutality. You know, the first time I seen it, I was, yeah, that was like pure shock. You know, like when I see the whole family get slaughtered, like, man, this is crazy. I'm not gonna talk about the rest of it. You just have to check it out. But that's High Tension. You know, bloody, intense, crazy, you name it. Great soundtrack. The Blu-ray too. It's another thing too. Do you guys still buy DVDs and Blu-ray discs? I can't remember the last time I did. I mean, yeah, I have these, but to be honest with you, I haven't really bought anything, you know, like horror movie wise or scary movie in a long time. I basically just stream stuff. You know, that's what I do. So if you guys still buy DVDs or purchase it, let me know in the comments. Maybe even not now if you're not on the live chat, but after this video is done, just leave me in some titles in the comments or some movies that maybe I haven't heard of. All right, next one. The Devil Inside. Now, I thought this was going to be awesome. You know, a lot of crazy scenes. You know, in the end, thumbs down. I didn't really like it. It's just, you know, it's shot like in a first-person view, kind of like a Blair Witch Project type thing, or just, you know, first-person view. Which, don't get me wrong, I mean, there's a lot of cool first-person view type movies or like lost footage type movies, but it's just the way it was done. It was very, no, there was really nothing wrong. I can't even remember much of it, to be honest with you. I mean, there wasn't like very memorable scenes as like the other movies I mentioned, you know. Anyways, let me jump back over here. Yeah, cool. Let me see who's sticking around. I got 2 people sticking around. 2 people are cool. All right. Like I said, it's all brand new. I appreciate the viewership, which is awesome. And I'll flip back so I can actually see myself in real time here. Okay, there we go. Silent Hill Revelation. Alright, so what got me into Silent Hill was playing the game, of course. I'm not a video game player. I used to be, not no more. But Silent Hill was probably the last video game that I played, and I just got sucked into it. I had to finish every single one of them. So then when the movie came out, this is not the first one though. This is the second one. When the movie came out, the first one, I just thought it was amazing. It stuck to the game very closely. It was well shot. And I'm not speaking on this. I'm speaking on the first one. Some of those scenes on there, like especially when the Pyramid Head guy takes the girl and literally rips her skin off. She's trying to run away to the church. The alarms are going off, and the door closes on her. So the pyramid dude grabs her and like turns her skin, rips it off, and then throws her entire skin at the church. Crazy. So there's so many good scenes, but anyways, this is part 2 of Revelations. It didn't grab me as much as the first one did. Still cool to watch. It's Blu-ray, but it lost a little bit as far as I'm concerned. I mean, it stayed close to the game as well. Something about the character, the little girl, they made her different, so it wasn't even the same actress. She looked kind of fake to me, to be honest with you. Yeah, there's a lot of cool scenes in this too. You know, it's cool to watch, but just not as good as the first one. It is a Blu-ray. Let's see. Blu-ray disc, very cool. Anyways, let's move on. Move on to another one. Hope you guys are enjoying this. Try to make it as fun as I possibly could in a live situation. Alright, so this one, my Bloody Valentine 3D. Take a guess if I like it or not. Thumbs down. Not good at all. No. So I don't know if they were trying to remake the first one or not. I can show you It's got this. It's got these 3D glasses. Well, came with a bunch of. Well, actually, it came when I went to see Saw. I got a bunch of different ones. So, anyways, this 3D, my Bloody Valentine, and that's about all this really got going for it. So, if you're watching 3D, it might do something for you. It comes with the glasses. This is not the actual glass. Oh yeah, this is. But I got these. See, this one's Saw on it. Anyways, the 3D thing is about the only thing it's got going for it. The movie itself, just, I don't know, it blows as far as I'm concerned. Really don't care for it. All right, let's move on. Okay. Yeah, I hope you guys like remakes, or maybe you don't like remakes, but this is Texas Chainsaw Massacre, a remake, not the original. Okay. I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was very cool. A lot of cool scenes. Jessica Biel is in it. She's hot. So, what's not to love? I want you to check this out. This one comes with this little laminate. There's a laminate right there. Very cool. And then I can show you this. This is cool if you don't have the DVD. See, that like sticks out. See if I can spread it out. That's the Saw. Look at that. Holy cow. Look at that. So that's cool. See, I think that's what you got to do nowadays if you wanna market your DVDs or your Blu-rays. This is DVD actually, but I like that. That's cool. You know, it's a little laminate. I dig it. You know, the movie itself, I liked it. Let's try to find a cover. It's good to see. I haven't checked it out in a while. Like I said, I've had this and I just haven't checked it out in a bit, but original is far better as far as I'm concerned. All right, let me jump back. I keep going back to the program to see what see myself in real. The crime scene pics, yeah, good stuff. Oh yeah, 3 people watching now. Oh, number 3, thank you, whoever you are. Feel free to chat. Now, one thing that I was mentioning on my little ramble when I started, because the audio was messed up, was that when I went live, there's another chat box that opens up that says Super Chat. And that's something with monetizing, which I'm not familiar with, so that was confusing. So I shut that off, and now I'm actually on the live chat here. Once again, Bailey, Alex, Metal Moments for the help with the audio, because otherwise I think this would have been a complete waste of time, and I probably would have had to delete it, to be honest with you, because, you know, sound is important. Okay, last one, and then we'll get off the movies. Okay, so this is actually part of a box set, and it's one of my favorite ones. If you checked out the video, me walking with Ray through Fantasy Costumes, and I hope you guys went to Fantasy and got masks and costumes and all that stuff, man. Help them out. You know, you got a lot of cool things. But anyways, in that video, we come through this Nightmare on Elm Street items, and man, I was like, yep, that's my movie. I love Nightmare on Elm Street. So I didn't bust out the whole box set. Let me jump back over here. It's real time. Okay. So this is part of the box set. It's Nightmare on Elm Street. And they're all like our smaller artwork. Very cool. I'm gonna open it up for you. DVD, not Blu-ray, of course. Now, I know there's a remake, and I still haven't watched this, so I can't really comment on it, but this one is like totally classic. So I'm gonna tell you right now, the scene that really still is like, oh man, that's creepy, is Nancy, the girl Nancy. She's in the school, and this is after her friend got killed, and her friend appears to her in a body bag off in the distance, and for some reason that scene just freaks me out every single time. I don't know why, but I mean, obviously there's like a ton of other scenes in that movie, but that one really stands out in my mind, you know. And there's a documentary on YouTube as well. They show you everything that they went through, and it's like a making of, and there's a lot of interesting things that happen. Like the whole scene where the girl's getting chopped up in a room with her boyfriend, where she's like flipping upside down. They built a whole room for that, and they had it inside of a warehouse, and it actually moved, so it went, you know, in rotation. And I thought that was very cool. So that's in that documentary. Just search it out, Nightmare on Elm Street documentary. And another thing I didn't know was the fact that they used I think it's the whole scene where Freddy Krueger's coming through the wall. If you know the scene I'm talking about, he's coming through the wall. So that's like a sheet, you know, which the first time I seen it, I'm like, whoa, how did they do that? That was crazy, you know. But it goes back to like these old movies, you know, like how creative the directors, you know, just what they thought about and how to create these scenes. You know, it's just, you know, it's like new movies nowadays don't really take the time. I mean, for whatever reason. But in my perspective, taking the time and effort to do something creative visually with a little bit more depth to it really stands out, and it makes it unique, you know, because anybody can just, you know, you can put a green screen or just go to the computer and build your scenes and whatnot, like 300, like movie 300, you know. I mean, which is a great movie, but still, you know. Anyways, enough of that. So the whole box set comes with this booklet, which is cool. Like that, maybe I can open it up and show you a couple of scenes. So, oh yeah, here's the scene. This is the scene I'm talking about right here. So that's like a sheet right there. You know, I didn't know that. That was cool. That was in that documentary. Maybe some other people caught on to it right away, but I didn't. So, there's the alley scene right there. Just remember the alley scene when his arm is like outstretched. That was pretty crazy. Let's see what else. So this booklet actually goes through all, like, talks about all the movies that are in this box set. You know, that's from part 3. So a lot of cool stuff. Oh, part 4. Okay. Real cool book. Part 5. I think it's part 5. It just started, like, you know, started to get a little weird. Anyways. Okay, guys. So that is it for my little presentation of some of my favorite horror films. Hope you guys are enjoying this. Let me check back. Flipping back and forth here. Okay. So we're at 40 minutes. It's great. So I'm trying to shoot for an hour. So let's shoot for that hour, huh? Let me go back to the OBS. So anyways, maybe let's get technical and talk about the program and the setup and some of the problems that I had. So I try to set up like a little clip mic, which I think that'll be great. I used to before. I was out at the beach and I recorded it to an external audio. Maybe I can point it out here real quick. So here's the external audio recorder. So I used this. So I had the little lapel mic hooked up to this, and I'm outside in windy day out there. And you can check that video out too. It's in some of my recent uploads. And I set it up enough so you, even though it's windy, you could still hear me, you still hear my voice, and it cut out a lot of the outside environment noise. So what I was trying to set up was that exact thing, but I couldn't figure out how to do it with the OBS program. So maybe if you guys use this program and are a bit more familiar, I know that there's a lot more. I've seen a bunch of different setups for this program. You could do some really cool things, including the camera work and stuff like that. And I've seen some different setups where there's a whole mixer going through it, USB and whatnot. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to approach it yet. I want to keep it as simple as possible. I don't want to take up a lot of space with gear. You know, I've already got tons of stuff. I don't want it to get in the way. I just want to have it simple. So yeah, I added this to make the audio a little bit better, and then I did some soundproofing so you can hear it, that kind of deaden the sound in the studio here. And so moving forward, I want it better, so visually and audibly. And it's interesting because I am so accustomed to doing like tutorial videos and live concert stuff, you know, and I can mix those very well. You know, I know how to you know, using the recorder, I know how to get the files to sound really good from this recorder. You know, even in like really lousy environment situations where there's so much ambient noise. So I learned how to do that. So now the trick is to be able to do that, but in a live situation, just like this, but still get the same quality audio. I also tried setting up my pre-tube amp, and that didn't work. I had a different sound card, that didn't work either. So something I'm doing wrong. I'm using the Dell PC, and maybe there's something with the configuration that I still haven't figured out yet. You know, and also you can also do presentation where you can have another video pop up. So yeah, I just went through all these movies, just showing you physically what I have, but you could also do it where you have it set up where you can use a JPEG of whatever topic you're speaking of. So in my case, movies, and I can have that pop up on the screen, or even go to a scene from the movie and then talk about it, you know. So I want to do it a little bit more streamlined, other than just chatting away, which I don't mind doing, but always seeking better and, you know, more successful ways of streaming, which is very cool. I know Facebook Live, I've seen a lot of people streaming on there doing the live stuff, and that's fine. But I want to keep it more where it's a presentation and there's things to talk about, something of relevance. Like I said, I know a lot of knowledge about cameras, so I can share that with you, and, you know, we can keep these streams helpful, because I want to help people out there that, you know, are looking for lenses or how to set up certain cameras. And yes, I know you can find a bunch of other people, but you'd be surprised that even some of my friends that we talk about cameras, that sometimes they don't know certain things, you know, and you think that, well, you know, you think everybody like looks online or Google or YouTube to figure out things, but some people don't, you know. So even if it's just for my friends, if they need some kind of help, I like to do that. Just share my information and help people out. That's what I like to do. I like to help my friends. Alright guys, I think I'm gonna cut this off, and let me take a look one more time. Say goodbye to all the people. Alex, Bailey, Metal Moments. Thank you guys for joining me on this stream, and I hope to have a new one very soon, but definitely gonna come back with a better setup. And for everybody who's going to watch this afterwards, if you have anything of relevance to any of the topics that I talked about, Stranger Things, you guys want to fill me in on your favorite scenes, or if you like any of the movies that I showed you, what do you like about them? Have you seen any of these? I'm quite sure most of you have. Tell me what your favorite scenes are. And again, happy Halloween to you guys, and thanks for taking the time to join me. I really appreciate all the support, and I'll see you on the next one.